Hey, well, go ahead, Han.
I was gonna say we're live.
We are live. Hey guys, thanks for joining us. You've got Dave and Hannah doing our usual weekly chit chat called Gen X to
From,
Z.
from X to Z.
From X to
Yes.
Z.
But
So
today
from
we
X
have a
to,
visitor.
today we have a visitor, the Canadian guy, Stano Gioia. If you've been around the staffing industry for a while, you know Stano. And we are super excited to say that Stano's coming on to our team at the Better Together group. Stano lives down in the southwestern Ontario, I would give it, Cambridge, Kitchener, Waterloo, that gorgeous triangle down there of industrial hub. Stano's been living there for eternity. Stano, how long have you lived in KW area?
20 some years. So a couple decades.
Okay, good for you. Good for you. I just got out of the Kitchener-Waterloo area about 20 years ago. I moved up to Barrie, and we love living in Barrie and raising our kids here. But Stano, tell me a little bit about yourself, your background. You've been working in staffing for how long?
25 years. Boy, do I feel old.
25. You are old.
And what do you typically like to specialize in? Do you do drivers? Do you do labor? Do you do office? Do you do mechanics? What's your? Oh, I love to place.
I've supplied drivers in the past, but it's been a few years. I think the bulk of my business has generally been labor and direct hire. Skilled trades direct hire, office direct hire. It's varied over the years depending on what the clients are looking for. I've worked with some very large clients, and I've worked for some very small clients.
Yeah. Isn't that the great part about working in the staffing industry, is you get to kind of get intimate with different businesses and understand a wide variety of what goes on in industry and the different types of problems and challenges that come in every little business. I love getting to meet business owners and business managers of stuff that just blows my mind. Does that happen to you sometimes, where you go into a facility, you're like, wow, I never thought of this?
Yeah, you know what? I was saying to Hannah last week is one of the more interesting things about staffing was when my son was much younger, I would get to go and see how things are made, and then I come home and tell him how things were made when we were in stores and whatnot. So, it's interesting to watch how things are done behind the scenes and all the people that are involved in that, and what part I've contributed to make that happen. I worked with a company that supplied eggs, and I'd go into my fridge and there'd be eggs from that company in the fridge. So I drive a car that one of my tier 2 vendors help put together. So it's it's a circle, and I've enjoyed working with a variety of clients.
Yeah, that's a
fantastic.
really amazing thing. That's
That's
amazing.
fantastic.
I was talking with a couple of our younger employees yesterday, and they were talking about how fun it is to drive up and down the highway with your family in the car, and hey, we do business with those people. Hey, we do business with those people. Like everybody that you pass is like, hey, I have a story about those people, and I know something about that. And the same's true when you're driving around the town that you live in, that you've been serving for 20 years. When you've put people to work at different places, and there's something that makes that your community more intensely yours. Like Hannah's grown up with me pointing at trucks her whole life, saying, hey, I know a guy that works there.
And it's really fun. Yeah, I really love, specifically in the last couple of weeks, I've started to notice here in Florida as I've been driving around, I'm like really starting to gain some understanding about the companies here. It's been a while, and it's been a challenge to get some traction. Just like there's so many companies in Orlando, it's huge. But the other day I was driving down the road, drove past a car. I was like, I just talked to them 2 days ago. Drove past a sign. I was like, I know that they're hiring. I'm calling them tomorrow. It's on my schedule. And so it's really fun to do that. It's definitely one of my favorite parts of staffing. But my favorite part of staffing, specifically in sales, is being able to have a place to show, like, it's really only the only place that you can have like the audacity. You know what I mean? It's like, what gave you the audacity to do that? Well, I work in sales. So I walked up to the back of your dock door and I knocked on the door to see if I could come in. And it's funny, I was talking with one of my friends about this last night, and it's funny, yeah, just as you're talking to different generations and younger generations, I was like, yeah, she's like, what do you do for work? I don't understand. I was like, well, you see that warehouse right there? He was like, yeah. I was like, I would walk to the back of it, knock on the door. And it just blew her mind. But I'm curious to know, Stano, what's your favorite part of like staffing, obviously, but your role? What are you most excited to do?
Yeah, you know what? I really like just going out and seeing clients. I spend a large part of my time on the road, and I like going to visit clients. I've had some really great clients over the years, and some of them are friends. And just going out there, chatting with them, kind of learning about them and what the products are. And sometimes, people get very excited about what they do, and I understand why, because I get excited about what I do. At the end of the day, I get to say that I help people find work, and I help customers find good people, and I feel like I'm doing something productive. At the end of the day, at the end of my career, I like to look back and say, I helped a lot of people from both sides of that fence, and I think I can say that as I've been doing this for such a long time, and I can look forward to doing it with you guys. I'm really excited about working with you guys. I've known Dave for almost a decade, I think. We met at an Access conference many years ago, and we've stayed in touch over the years. And I'm glad to be part of the Better Together group.
That's great. Well, Stano, we're super excited to have you join us. I've like you said, we've known each other for about a decade, and there was something about our initial interactions. It wasn't just your haircut, which is awesome, by the way. But
no, I'm feeling a little overdressed.
Yeah, you are for sure, man. It's not the jacket, it's the hair. So I'm super excited to have you joining us. I think, you represent to me a guy that has the same values that we have. Integrity, intensity, intentionality. I see all three of those things in you.
Thank you.
I believe that you are fully engaged in our WTF, the work hard, tell the truth, finish the job model that stood behind Revolution Staffing since our inception. And you understand laborers, you understand people that are going to work and struggling and fighting hard for their families to try and put it on the table for them every night. And so, a Better Together group, we're all about feeding families one shift at a time. And we're going to give you a chance to come along and help put food on people's tables. And you've been doing that for a long time. I expect you'll be doing it for a lot of years yet. And so just, from me to you, welcome aboard. We're really glad to have you. Yeah, what is it that you want to say to people that know you in the industry?
Well, I was born and raised in Sault Ste. Marie, and a lot of those small town values I still carry with me. I kind of approach everything as a small town way of doing things. I like to see people face to face. I like to talk to them. I like to shake hands, and get out there and meet people. If I see somebody on the street, I still say hi, and that small town boy life is still kind of part of me, and it served me well. One of the reasons I wanted to come work with you guys is when I met both of you, you seemed very genuine. You seemed like you cared about people, and it wasn't fake. It was real, and that was important to me. And I'm glad to be here.
Great.
We're
Great.
so excited to have you.
So excited to have you. Thanks a lot. Guys, we will catch up with you all soon. So thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.
X to Z.